California Spring Trials is Fashion Week for our industry, or maybe you can think of it like the auto show, a chance to see many of the coolest new products available for upcoming seasons. Dozens of global breeding companies and innovative plant introduction companies set up along the California coast in early spring to showcase new crops that have been in development for years, even decades. New series, additions, upgrades, and sometimes brand new plants are grown out and discussed in detail for the better part of a week to drive interest from visiting growers, retailers, and distribution companies. It's also a time to catch up with old friends, solidify strategic partnerships, and revel in the beauty created by our industry. We've done this for decades and we'll do it again in 2026 from March 24th to 27th. Registration is managed by the National Garden Bureau, and you can sign up to secure your spot at caspringtrials.us. In fact, registration is essential. A quick reminder before we get started. New for this year, if you're visiting a location with more than one exhibiting company, like most of them, registration by location means you register for all companies when you schedule your appointment at caspringtrials.us. But be sure to allocate plenty of time for stops with multiple companies. One click doesn't mean one quick visit. Take, for example, the Head Start Nursery Stop or the Santa Barbara Polo Club. You can register for the location, but you'll need to allocate time for all of the exhibiting companies, and that can mean as many as 100 new varieties. Last but not least, check out the suggested itineraries at caspringtrials.us. If 2026 will be your first time visiting the trials, or you haven't been in a few years, they will be very helpful. Let's hear about some of the things you'll see and experience at Spring Trials this year. I'm your host, Bill Calkins, and today, as part of our Spring Trials preview mini-series, I'm here with Joe Messer from Hem Genetics to hear what the company has in store for us this March. It'll be a quick conversation, but hopefully it inspires you to register and start thinking ahead as you plan your crop mix for the future. Joe, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Bill. Nice to be here. Excited and looking forward to pack trials this spring.
Excellent. I'm glad you said pack trials because I've been around since it was called pack trials. Beatty still calls it pack trials, and to a lot of folks in the industry it is. And we can feel free to use that term because it makes me feel good and warm inside. And every trial location is unique. Certainly where you guys exhibit has its own vibe up and down the coast for sure. So can you tell the listeners where Hem is exhibiting and how you describe the general vibe of the stop? And if you have any interest in teasing your theme or what the design team's working on, we'd love to hear it.
Sure. We're at the Greenfuse location just outside of LA. We're there with several other partners, affiliated companies, and we have a lot of fun there. We have lunches every day. Our theme has been Southern California, USA. So you may see us in flowered shirts, surfboards hanging around, flip-flops, very relaxed, very enjoyable. And fortunately, we have pretty good weather. We're in separate tents, and Greenfuse is in their greenhouse. So you're going to see a lot of different things, 5 different companies, I think, when you come and visit us. And we hope you can spend about a half a day and have some lunch and conversations with us.
And that really does, I think, encapsulate the vibe is come, hang out, catch up with friends, make some new connections, and then go see plants in an absolutely beautiful Southern California setting. I always look forward to that stop. And then looking back to last year, what was one big hit from the 2025 trials from Hem? Like if you had, and you can count that however you want, whether it's in sales or interest or what you're most excited about. Just let's hear one big hit that stands out to you.
One of the benefits to come to pack trials if you don't have a chance to go at all or very often. Last year we had a digitalis. It's something you normally would not see. It was about 4 feet tall, 4 different colors of digitalis, but it was in full bloom. It was full color. People don't see it very often, and a lot of growers were looking at that and saying, "Oh, wow!" A lot of sales reps looking at that and said, "Hey, could be a season extender for some of my customers. Something unique, something that I can upsell, get a higher price for at retail because it is unique." We had our technical representatives there, including myself, to talk about how to grow the product, what advantages, what problems you may have in growing, but also how to overcome those problems. So when you come to Pack Trials, you're not only going to have salespeople who are showing you the newest things, but at him, and I know at the other companies there at Green Fuse, we also have product specialists who can really answer any growing questions and give you hints with that too.
I like that you brought that up because that really is one of the strengths of an event like Spring Trials is you do get multiple representatives from each company, and you can talk about the positioning and marketing angle. You can talk about sales opportunities, but you can also dig into the culture and technical side of it and see, is this a fit for my specific operations? So that's a really good point. I remember the Digitalis; it was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, no, that's a good one for sure. So when you think about planning for spring trials, I know it's usually a team effort. It takes marketing people, it takes sales and analytics and strategies of what you want to showcase. When do you guys start the process and the planning, and what do you think attendees will gain from visiting the HEMS, I guess, display or spot in the whole grand scheme of California Spring Trials?
Sure. We're a Dutch company, family-owned company, and so we have our products grown. We organize with a couple growers in Southern California to start our seeds. We start those in August. Some of the species start in August. September, October, we're sowing seeds, or that grower is. Transplant, obviously, we bring them into the Green Fuse facility the week before the trials.
Okay.
So a lot of good plants sometimes don't turn out depending on weather, but we're all growers, so we understand that. But I'll go out to California a couple times between now and those trials just to check on the plants. I have a colleague from the Netherlands who comes over and checks on those plants. Along with the other people that are at the Green Fuse facility, several of us bring our plants in from different locations. Mm-hmm. So the advantage for any visitor there is they get to see a lot of plants that maybe were grown in different places under different climatic conditions. I mean, you may have pansies that need some cool temperatures, and you may have vinca that need warm temperatures, but we're all bringing them there to that location so you can see them under one roof in a short amount of time. One of the things I want to mention, we talked about the technical experts. We're a seed company. We do only seed. Green Fuse is a cuttings company. They do tissue culture. Susie Raker was there last year with her glow-in-the-dark petunias.
Yep.
So again, at a facility like ours, you get to see a lot of different companies that specialize in a lot of different things, not just one area. And that's one shot can give you a broad exposure to a lot of different things. Your time's well invested there.
That's true. You guys always have cool genetics for the seed purists, but most greenhouses are hybrid and deal with seed and vegetative products, and you can really see it all at the Green Fuse stop. You're absolutely right. And so, okay, the question that everybody tunes in for, I'm going to ask it before we wrap up, but can you shout out a couple new varieties that the team at HEM is most excited to showcase at Spring Trials 2026? Sneak preview, really, however you feel comfortable sharing, because I know sometimes these things are held close to the vest.
Yeah. We've been very proud of our petunias, our genetically compact petunias, the Mambos and the Limbos. And so once again, we'll have new colors. We had the Shakes out last year, which were kind of a modeled coloring. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. We talk about the seeds and the cuttings. We're right across from our friends at Beacon Camp. We're not affiliated with them at all. And they always talk about what wonderful colors they can come up with cutting types. And I always talk about how inexpensive my seed is versus a cutting. And so we have friendly competitions there. But you'll see in our petunia line a lot of new unique colors. We'll also have some stars that have not been available in the genetically compact products. In addition, we're going to have some items that we just won AAS awards, a Coreopsis Sun Globe, and a couple of years ago we won with a double shot snapdragon, about a 3-foot tall snapdragon. Snapdragons are very fragrant, so it's one of the things I love to have a greenhouse full of. We've kind of bred fragrance out of flowers. And we have a couple new winners in the snapdragon, a yellow with red heart that's very attractive. So For a lot of you, you might have seen it in AAS trials last year. You didn't know if it was going to win or not, and this year we'll certainly display the winners.
That's cool. And you guys always showcase AAS winners. It's definitely part of the heritage of hemp, and that's fun. And it makes it, coming at it from a media perspective, we know AAS winners are going to perform. There's no danger in promoting them. And so that's cool. I'm excited to see those. I'm really excited to see your entire display. Never quite know what we're going to see. We can guess. Maybe we're going to see some petunias, but the other adjacent products are awesome as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in March. Joe, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, Bill. I look forward to seeing you, and hopefully all the listeners here will find a little time to come out to California and have a taco with us at the taco truck and look at the flowers.
Oh, I'm going to be there for sure. Love that taco truck. And now is the time to head over to the National Garden Bureau registration site at caspringtrials.us. You'll find a link in the show notes. Get your team registered. Bring multiple people because you never know who's going to see what. Everyone has a different eye, and you never know where your next huge product's going to come from and who's going to spot it. And don't forget to subscribe to the Tech On Demand podcast on your favorite app. That way you will never miss an episode.